Picture this, a world where artificial intelligence isn't just a tool, but a creator. Intriguing, isn't it? But have you ever halted to ponder about the ethical implications? Generative AI, with its potential to transform sectors from art to journalism, paints a future brimming with possibilities. Yet like all potent tools, it unbottles a Pandora's box of ethical challenges. The query is not whether generative AI will reshape our world. It's whether we're prepared to navigate the ethical challenges it throws. Deepfakes, AI-generated videos that can make anyone say or do anything. A powerful tool or a menacing weapon? Imagine a world where seeing is no longer believing. Welcome to the era of deepfakes, brought to you courtesy of generative AI. These are not just your average video manipulations. We're talking about AI algorithms that have learned to create eerily accurate replicas of human faces, voices, and movements, making it possible to put words into anyone's mouth, quite literally. But what happens when such a powerful tool falls into the wrong hands? Let's dive into the darker side of deepfakes. There are instances where deepfakes have been used as a tool for harm rather than good. Imagine being falsely implicated in a scandalous video, or having your likeness used without your consent in a manner that damages your reputation. These are real scenarios that individuals have faced due to malicious deepfakes. But it doesn't just stop at the individual level. Deepfakes can also pose a significant threat to society as a whole. They can be used to spread disinformation or fake news, influencing public opinion, and even swaying election results. The potential for misuse is vast, and the repercussions can be devastating. Where does this leave us? It's clear that while generative AI has given us amazing tools like deepfakes, it has also opened a Pandora's box of ethical dilemmas. We must ask ourselves, what can we do to ensure that these technologies are used responsibly? Should there be regulations in place to curb the misuse of deepfakes? Or should the responsibility fall on the shoulders of the AI developers to ensure their creations are used ethically? These are not easy questions to answer, and there's no one-size-fits-all solution. But it's evident that as we reap the benefits of generative AI, we must also confront the ethical considerations that come with it. Deepfakes, a clear example of how generative AI can be misused when ethics are not considered.
The Mona Lisa, a timeless masterpiece, but what happens when AI starts creating its own Mona Lisas? In the world of art, a new player has emerged on the scene. Generative AI, with its ability to create, has been making waves, crafting pieces of art that are as complex and thought-provoking as those painted by human hands. A few years ago, the art world was left in shock when an AI-created artwork sold for a staggering $400,000. It was a moment that signified AI's arrival on the grand stage of art. But it's not just about creating art. Generative AI has also been used to breathe life into old photographs, adding color, depth, and texture to images that were once black and white. It's an incredible use of technology, one that allows us to see the past in a whole new light. Yet, as remarkable as these developments are, they also raise some serious ethical questions. If an AI creates a piece of art, who is the real artist? The programmer who designed the AI, or the AI itself? This question of authorship may seem trivial, but it has significant implications for copyright laws and the concept of originality in art. Moreover, what happens when AI starts recreating classic artworks? Could we end up in a situation where the market is flooded with Mona Lisas, each one indistinguishable from the original? It's a scenario that could devalue art and undermine the uniqueness that makes each piece special. Then there's the question of creativity. Can an AI truly be creative, or is it simply mimicking human creativity based on the data it's been fed? And if the latter is true, does that diminish the value of the art it creates? These are questions that don't have easy answers. They highlight the ethical conundrum at the heart of generative AI's role in art. When AI becomes the artist, who owns the art? Another ethical conundrum posed by generative AI.
Breaking news. A news article written entirely by AI, impressive or concerning? Let's delve into the realm of automated journalism. This is where artificial intelligence is used to write news articles. Yes, you heard it right. Machines are penning down the news we consume daily. The rise of automated journalism is swift and significant. News organizations like the Associated Press and Bloomberg are already utilizing AI to generate news stories. But what does this mean from an ethical standpoint? Let's dissect this a bit. One of the main concerns is accuracy. While AI can certainly churn out articles at a pace no human can match, what happens when it gets the facts wrong? Can we trust a machine to accurately report on complex, nuanced topics? And how do we hold a machine accountable for errors? Then there's the question of bias. News is supposed to be impartial, but we all know that's not always the case. Bias can creep into AI just as easily as it can into human journalism. An AI is only as unbiased as the data it's trained on. If it's fed biased data, it will produce biased news. And what about the future of human journalists? Will they be replaced by machines? There's a fear that AI could lead to job losses in journalism. But others argue that AI could free up journalists to focus on more complex stories, while machines handle the routine news. The rise of automated journalism also raises questions about transparency and authenticity. Should news organizations disclose when a story has been written by AI? And how do we know if an AI-written article is genuine or manipulated? It's a brave new world we're stepping into. One where machines could shape public opinion and influence decision-making. But with these advancements come ethical considerations that we can't afford to ignore. As AI pen takes over journalism, it's crucial to consider the ethics of automated news. Ethics in AI isn't just about preventing misuse. It's about navigating a minefield of moral dilemmas and gray areas. It's about acknowledging the complexities of this groundbreaking technology and the ethical ramifications that accompany it. The first hurdle? Establishing universal ethical standards in AI. Now, this might seem straightforward, but let's consider the global diversity in cultural norms, legal systems, and societal values. What's deemed ethical in one region might be considered unethical in another. So, developing a one-size-fits-all ethical framework for AI is an uphill task, a veritable Everest of ethical conundrums. Then there's the challenge of transparency. With AI systems becoming increasingly complex, it's often hard to understand how they make certain decisions. This lack of transparency can lead to ethical issues, especially in critical areas like healthcare or law enforcement. How can we trust a decision we don't understand? And let's not forget about the ethical quandary of AI and jobs. As automation rises, concern over job displacement grows. Sure, AI can increase efficiency, but at what cost to human livelihoods? It's a question that demands careful consideration. The truth is, ethics in AI is a multifaceted issue, one that requires ongoing dialogue and review. It's not something we can solve with a single policy or a one-time discussion. It's a conversation that needs to be had at every level, from the developers coding these algorithms, to the policymakers regulating their use, to the general public whose lives are being shaped by these technologies. And while it may be a daunting task, it's also an opportunity. An opportunity to shape the future of AI in a way that respects our shared values and norms. An opportunity to ensure that as we push the boundaries of what's possible with AI, we don't lose sight of what's ethical. Ethics in AI is a journey, not a destination. It demands our constant thought, discussion, and vigilance. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about creating smarter machines. It's about creating a smarter and more ethical future for us all. Generative AI is here to stay, and with it comes a host of ethical challenges. We've ventured through the intriguing yet potentially dangerous terrain of deepfakes, explored the impact of AI on the art world, and delved into the implications of automated journalism. Throughout these discussions, a common thread has emerged: the urgent need for ethical considerations in the development and use of generative AI. In each of these realms, we've seen the immense potential of AI, its ability to revolutionize industries, and to create experiences beyond human imagination. But we've also glimpsed the darker side of this technology: the capacity to distort reality with deepfakes, to devalue human creativity in art, and to manipulate information in journalism. These are not mere hypotheticals. They are real issues happening right here, right now. And they pose significant ethical challenges that we must confront head-on. It's not enough to merely acknowledge these issues. We need proactive measures, guidelines, and regulations to ensure that the use of generative AI aligns with our societal values and norms. The ethical AI challenge is not a problem for the distant future. It's a pressing concern that requires our immediate attention. The solutions may not be simple, but the stakes are too high to ignore. The future of AI is in our hands. It's up to us to ensure it's a future guided by ethics.